within that, statement of Jesus, they abound all around us. We cannot see them if our eyes are closed. May the Lord open our eyes, people of God, to see the needs around us. Hear me this morning. It is a vision of the world around you that will create burden in you. You cannot be an effective missionary if you are myopic, if you only see that which concerns you. Oh no, you cannot be an effective missionary if you are not seeing beyond yourself. And that's why this morning I'm asking you, come out of your comfort zone so that you can even feel what others are passing through. It is your visionary mindset and attitude that will guarantee light and deliverance to those in darkness. The world is in darkness. Our campuses, they need to be rich. Our campuses needs to be turned around. Our villages, our communities, they need to receive the light of the Lord. It can only happen when our mindsets has been touched. Let me show you something again from the scripture. I noticed that before the Israelites left Egypt, the Lord saw something. Exodus chapter 3, everybody. That even before the Passover that brought about, the life leaving Egypt, God saw. We're talking and looking at the life of a missionary. The life of a missionary is a life of vision. Jesus saw. And I'm asking you this morning, what have you been seeing? Because it is when you have seen, that is when burden will be created, and you will step out to start addressing the matters. So take notes. The life of a missionary is a life of vision. The life of a missionary is a focused life. When Jesus saw the blind man, his disciple asked him something. He said, Master, who sinned? Is it this man or what? His parents, that he was born blind? Oh my God. And Jesus answered them, neither this man sinned nor his parents. Jesus saw a man that needed help, not a man upon whom theological argument should be established. When Jesus saw that man, he saw a man that needed help. He saw a man that needed to be transformed. He saw a man that needed intervention. Not saying you should continue to encourage sin, but I am simply saying, looking at the life of the master at that point, Jesus was simply telling them, look, leave that matter. Yes, the issue of sin will be dealt with. Let's not begin to trace the genealogy of sin. Jesus refused to be distracted. Jesus refused to be distracted. If Jesus had entered into that argument, that man would have remained there, and probably opportunity will have, just passed. Today, we have so many things distracting us from God's mission. So many. And many of us are not even sensitive enough as, to know what to get ourselves involved. Jesus refused to be distracted. A need has been spotted, and nothing must distract him. Today, there are many distractions, and I want us to be sensitive not to be caught in the web of all these distractions. There are a lot of things. You see young men, young women, who believe that God has called them to do great things for him, even while on campus, who believe even after graduation that God is asking them to do certain things. Just of a sudden distraction will arise. I've seen people that when they sitting with you, that God has actually called them into specific things, but they were battling with distractions, all manner of distractions, distracting God's mission, distracting missionaries. Family distractions are there. Family distractions, peer pressure, distraction. You know what God has told you. You know what you should be doing. Generation will say, look, now you kill Jesus. They will call you all manner of name, and before you know what is happening, you begin to lose passion that God has given you. Let's be sensitive enough to know when distractions are coming our way, and like Jesus, let's refuse to be caught in the web. Economic distractions, they are there. Spiritual distractions, like the one we just saw here. He said, who sinned, this man or Jesus did not even answer them. I mean, he didn't get himself involved. What is distracting you? What has been distracting you from doing what God has asked you to do? Who is distracting you from God's purpose and plan for your life? I call on you to be focused. I call on you to be rugged. I call on you to be dedicated. I call on you to be determined. Don't allow distraction. Tell yourself, I will do that which God has asked me to